It's like right before church, everybody's quiet.
At our funeral home.
Okay, we're live.
Can we begin with the pledge of allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. We have 2 items on there. And I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Our first item on there is, what?
Nothing.
Assessor, fill a part-time position. Mindy Lasseline is here. Do you have any questions of her? Or,
What's this part-time person do?
I'm sorry,
What's the part-time position? What is their duties?
they do everything that the rest of the full-time people do.
Because a lot of people's questioning the Tyler Technology, how much money the county's paying them. I don't know. And you know, we bought, the county bought, you know, new softwares, new computers to where everybody was going to be tied together. And I mean, is it not better than it was? Or?
This position, whenever, in 2008, I told you the wrong date, it was 2008, the state of Indiana eliminated almost all township trustee / assessors. They did assessor duties, plus they did township duties. I think your mom did it for years, and then Mike helped a lot. And so they did away with that. So those were 15 positions that got eliminated, and my office took over all of that. And I got one full-time person for all of those positions, and that one full-time person is now a part-time person. So this right here is new construction that's got to be done by the end of the year. So.
Well, the new person isn't going to be able to come in off the street and do a whole lot with that, are they?
That somebody off the street will be trained. My staff, 2 of my staff members will go out and pick this up. This is all new construction.
How many houses are,
And that's all ensures the tax base that you guys will set your budgets on every year.
how do you, or do we compare with other counties as far as number of employees? Like I was looking, like if you look at Indiana Gateway, you show 3.5 employees. I think Spencer County, but I think they're different. They show like 2, but do they have like 2 more down in reassessment or somewhere? Or do you know how they're scheduled?
I don't separate mine in departments. I don't know how
Every
other
Spencer
counties
County
do it.
does, don't they?
I have
'Cause it's kind of-
myself,
it's misleading.
2 full-time people, and we all do everything in the office.
So you don't, all you have in reassessment is just that little $3,000 wage that I think you divide up between each employee.
I'm not sure what you're
I'm thinking,
asking.
you know what that is?
Yes.
The 3,000.
That's
It's
in
the
your
raise that one
reassessment.
year that everybody got, and that's the only thing I see in salaries under reassessment.
In your reassessment.
And I've moved those out of reassessment for this year's budget and taken it out of sales disclosure.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, and then there's like 100,000 in there, so, which includes probably Tyler Technologies, I would assume, would be that. Now, if I look at Spencer County under reassessment, they have like 60,000 in salaries, and then they have like an 89,000 in professional fees. So I'm assuming they must employ someone like a Tyler Technology
Spencer County
also.
does not have a reassessment budget. They wiped everything out and they appropriate it as they spend it.
Which showed up in 2021,
That's what the assessor told me they did.
unless they did it maybe recently, or,
They don't have, that's what she said, they appropriate it as they need it.
well, I
I
guess.
might be wrong, I can't tell you. I can
But still, if I was
tell you what
looking
we
at
do.
the expense report for 2021, it would still, even though it was they spent it would still show as an expense for a reassessment, I would think, you know. So I guess that's the difference, because the first time I looked at that and I thought, Perry has 3.5 and they only had 2, but they have salaries, I think, buried down in that reassessment.
Probably.
I think that's
And I
what
think
did.
they pay a surveyor, they,
Then there's
spread it
another
all-
89,000
spread it all
that they paid out or something. I was just trying to look at a county who had, you know, comparable population and see if there was a comparable amounts paid.
Paid or staff?
Well, actually, that was staffed, I think, possibly, under reassessment. You look at they had salaries, so I don't think that would be, that's not a contract. That's actually employees working, I would
the
think.
reassessment's levy fund, so you're taking it out of one and putting it in another one, it's not alleviating.
Mindy, is this the part-time that was a shared position at one time, or no?
It was shared with the auditors,
Okay,
and then
okay.
you guys took that position, made it full-time. So that left me with just part-time.
Okay,
So I didn't ask for it to go full-time, I asked to keep it part-time.
okay.
And just to get it straight, the person that was split between you actually took a full-time position in your
Correct.
office.
Yes.
Who replaced the person who left?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this, okay, that change was in 2008. I think you told me the other day 2004.
2004 is whenever I contracted with Tyler Technologies.
Okay, in
Before that, the
2008
county
was-
had Kirk Reeler from Du Bois County.
Oh, okay. So,
And they get 20 hours a week is what it is, or 24?
I'm sorry,
How many hours a week do they get?
they can't exceed 28, so somewhere between 21 and 28,
Okay,
it would be my hope.
okay.
It'll just be hard trying to find somebody that wants part-time without benefits.
Mm-hmm,
There's not any benefits that go with part-time people
right.
in the county, so.
And you have this in the budget already, since we're just replacing that spot.
Mhm.
so or maybe you don't know this, do most counties hire like a Tyler, someone like a Tyler Technology? Or do you don't know? I'm assuming the ones I looked at probably do, because there seems to be a fairly large fee in there.
And everybody, each county does different. They
Right.
have vendors that do, some do a whole lot more than what they do here. So their contract is probably higher based on that, and it's based on parcel count. The contract amount is based on parcel count as well.
So back when the trustees did this work, before it fell on you or whatever, evidently that was a much cheaper way of doing it, because the trustees didn't get paid much. I mean, the wages haven't changed, have they, over time,
The
trustees?
Troy
Not a
Township
whole lot.
Assessor's Office had 3 full-time positions.
For trustees, or for who did assessing?
They were just assessors. They didn't do, the Troy Township office didn't do poor relief. Where all the other outlying townships, they did poor
Okay.
relief / assessor. So they did the data collection, then they brought it in, and we inputted the data. Now we're doing the data collection.
So that,
as well.
that person you hired then kind of replaced what those 3 trustees were doing, which probably the bulk of.
Well, I mean, I hate to, they're gonna function just like everybody
Right.
else. They're gonna do personal property, they're gonna do sales disclosure, they're gonna go out and data review, they're gonna do data entry.
Right.
So there's, in a small county, you don't have departments, everybody just does everything, what you need to do.
So this contract's probably coming up again for renewal, isn't it, or
Do what?
it's coming up again for renewal, the contract?
Just did.
They just.
Tyler.
Tyler's contract?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just did.
I just did it. We just started a new statistical reassessment. I think it's through 2026.
Okay, because this one was
Is that 3 or
through
4-year contract?
4-year, isn't it?
4-year contract. Mhm.
Any other questions of Mindy? Oh, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the part-time position.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nope.
How many?
I said, nope.
How many do we have? 1, 2, you had 4 ayes?
There's 6.
I know, but
Keith.
Keith's opposed.
you said aye, you all 3 said aye?
Yes.
And you said aye, or did you?
I did.
Okay. I will vote no. So that's 4 and 2, so it passes. Next, we have auditor hiring new employee for training.
Yes, what I'm looking at is my other girl now, the one that I told you that possibly will be leaving, is going to be leaving August the 29th. She has turned in her resignation to me. She is training the new girl that I have now with the tax base, with the tax stuff that we have, and it does take 2 girls to do this job. And the new girl is catching on very well. I have no complaints. She's doing a great job, but my concern is I'm going to have 2 brand new girls doing this job for the rest of the year once Brianna leaves. And I'd like to be able to hire my new girl at least 2 weeks if I could early, so that way Brianna can train. Because it's 3 weeks before Brianna leaves, and the girl's telling me she might be able to give just a week's notice at her job. And if she does, I could get her in here 2 weeks to do training under Brianna and with the new girls, so hopefully they can get the system down, because we're coming in with getting deductions going to be going first year. We've got settlement coming up again. We've got corrections and stuff we'll be doing. And I just want to make sure that they're trained properly. With the numbers that I've done, with all the new people that I've been trying to do, having to replace and change, right now what I'm looking at, I could be around $7,300 if I bring her in 2 weeks. But that also, I didn't figure in that I've got a couple of girls here that is at 95%, so I just kind of figured them based on the pool. So I know it's going to be less than that. And I am planning on not doing this until toward the end of the year. I want to see what I got in my budget. Hopefully I can transfer some out of my budget in other lines to help out, so it won't be such a big additional. My hope is to get it down to 5 or under, that I would need additional in the deputies to help out, so I could get at least 2 good weeks of training, because it is pushing another person in so I can get training for 2 weeks.
Is that, we talked one day, is that more than what you had originally thought?
Well, yeah, because I forgot about, we had to pay Tasha out for some vacation time
Okay.
and stuff before she left, and I did not realize that. And, yes, and then I forgot with the new girl, I didn't figure her thing in there too, so, but my hope is to still to get it down, with transferring some out of my budget to help out as much as I can to keep it low.
Well, I assume it is a fairly important
I
thing.
make a motion we hire her because of the fact that she's hurting so bad with new employees in there anyway.
Well, it would be go ahead and hiring her 2 weeks early, so that way,
Absolutely.
yeah, it would be actually
Yeah.
hiring her for 2 weeks early, so
So
that
you
way.
can get some help,
Yeah,
with
and then-
somebody training.
Yeah, because she would be starting, and then Brianna would still be here 2 weeks that we're paying her until she leaves.
Hopefully you can,
Because Brianna's last day right now, from what she's told me, will be August the 26th. It's going to be on that Friday. And I'm hoping if the girl gives her notice, and that's that next week, then on 8/15 is exactly when I'm really hoping to be able to bring the new person in. So that would be exactly 2 weeks.
because my biggest fear with your office, Pam, is you're not done hiring.
Well, I hope I am now.
Well, I hope you are too.
I
I hope you are
honestly,
too, but
the girls I'm getting right now and the way things are
Surprising
working,
if you are.
I'm getting a good crew in there right now, and they are working very well together, and I am hoping that it stays the way it is now.
Well,
Let me tell you, that's my biggest hope.
So we don't need a motion for intent of an additional at this time, it's just to okay the person.
Right.
Early hiring of a person.
I mean, I definitely will be probably coming for an additional later on in the year, that hopefully if you're gonna let me hire this new person 2 weeks early, that you definitely will allow the additional.
I didn't know
Otherwise,
if
I'm
you
gonna have to.
wanted that all rolled together.
Well, I mean,
or
it
not.
can be, but I won't be asking for the additional yet, because I wanna wait to see how the payrolls go, because 3 girls right now are being paid at 95%. I did figure that in, because it was just a lot.
Mhm.
So I know they're being paid less. One girl didn't come in until 2 days into it, so I know there's gonna be some there. So I know this figure that I've got is gonna be less, and then like I said, I plan on using some out of my budget to help, to make it even as low as what I can get it.
I thought we made a motion one time to, because
You
we
did,
thought,
you did to be able to hire someone, but I'm
Right.
asking to hire while I still
Still have.
have
She wants
Just
a
two
girl in
weeks
that
early.
position, right?
I think Keith made a motion.
And is that
Yeah, I think
also
he
to
did.
be, and like an intent for an additional later down the road?
An intent for.
An additional later down the road if I need one?
the-
We'll
whatever.
cross that bridge when we get here.
Okay,
I think we'll take care of today,
Okay.
and we'll worry about the additional,
so yours is to be able to hire 2 weeks early?
to hire 2 weeks early so you can get them trained.
Thank you.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
That's all I have.
I guess that's it.
That's all on your agenda.
I don't want to say
Do we
anything.
need to make a
more.
motion?
Motion, yeah. Lynn. Go
I make
ahead.
a motion to adjourn.
Oh, forgot.
I'll
to say.
second.
I didn't get that on there.
That's all right.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
David told me to turn it off, so I didn't get that on there.
I forgot to.
And I don't even know if I pushed my buttons in the right order, but hopefully I did. Nope, I didn't, but it's off. Stop and complete. Okay.
How are you?
I think that's still going
Feel
like
it.
that.